Hey, everybody.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, good, thanks.
You kind of start with an assessment of how you felt you played overall on the special teams yesterday.
Yeah, I think the guys competed really good, and I thought our hamstrings were really good, and that's really a thing, just to see how fast we can run for long distance. So the competition, is picked up, and the young guys are getting better too. So I was excited to see the film, although we had a meeting this morning. There's just a few things to tighten up, just like always.
I think it was training camp. You talked to us about cheerleading for guys when they get their opportunity to contribute on offense or defense. What was the week like for Jabril getting that opportunity?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, making that goal line play, and I can't remember how many reps he got, but anytime any of our core special teamers go in there and make a play on O or D, the sideline gets pretty excited for him, including myself. So it's cool to see guys, have one of those roles that make a big play, and we all celebrate them for sure. Not only on the field, but in the meeting room the next day.
What's Ralston done for you the last couple of weeks?
Just about everything. Good question. He, is a guy that kind of came out of nowhere. And training camp, he just became really a reliable, very versatile, play the guard, the tackle, the wing, the 5, the 4, the 3 on kickoff, the front end, the back end on kickoff return. He kind of just found a niche where he proved that he was reliable really wherever you wanted to put him. And with kind of the roster that's been in flux with some of the injuries, some of the COVID, we got him up and we said, hey, you got to play here. And then in the same game, hey, we got to move you over here. So he's just proven to be a versatile piece that has really good football savviness. So it's been cool to see him kind of find a role.
How difficult do these roster decisions get now since he and Sprinkle are out of elevations? How much conversation will there be about that kind of thing the next couple of days?
There will be a lot, because those guys have been, critical special teams guys for us the first 5 weeks. They've been on the practice squad, so we use them for the practice squad elevation, the COVID replacement, and I think both of those have expired for him. So got to find a way to get them up, and if not, then other guys will step up. That's part of the special teams roster management that goes into every game.
CJ Goodwin, what jumped out on that one tackle? Was it 61-yard punt, 7-yard return? I'm just curious from your vantage what he did well that stood out.
Yeah, it was really a combination of Cedric Wilson on our left and CJ on our right. And based on their assignments, they both did a great job. I mean, Cedric was the first one there that really turned him back because he was trying to go to the field. And then CJ was a punt side gunner who really made a great tackle. And he got there pretty quick, and that's part of the hamstrings. I know it doesn't seem like a real thing, but keeping our guys' hamstrings pliable and loose is important to run 60 yards at 22 miles per hour. And so that's what I felt during the game. You could feel like our hamstrings were pretty darn good shape. And so Cedric turned it back, CJ made the tackle, and we feel like that's what those guys should do when we punt it that far to him.
What do you think of CD's return there? It's not like he's got a lot of chances to do some things. It's like he did something there.
Yeah, we haven't had many punt return chances as far as getting our hands on the ball with like a real return. We've played, some teams where we had a fair catch a couple of them, a couple, bad punts have hit the ground. But even that one, the ball hit the ground and he ended up catching it. So he made he made a lot of kind of yardage there on his own, because we brought a little bit of pressure, which I think maybe was one of the reasons why the ball got punted onto the ground. But it was a little bit of a broken play that he extended. We had some guys finish some blocks pretty good, a couple guys that got to finish their blocks a little bit better. But anytime the ball hits the ground, there's a tendency the punt return guys to kind of pull off and make sure they stay away from the football. So it was a very unique play, and I was really excited to see D make an aggressive play on the ball and get some, I think he got 17 yards, almost 2 first downs, put us across the 50, and we converted on offense. So it's part of the good complementary football, and it's great to just get some live ball action in punt return.
Saw you were working with him a little bit before the game. I know you usually do when he's out there returning punts, and I saw you're doing some stuff, you're bouncing the ball off the ground in front of him, different things that he has to work on. Where did you kind of come about doing some of those things? And that obviously isn't something that all the special teams coaches do. Evans, or is it something you've always done? Yeah,
that's cool you recognize that, first of all, because it comes way early in pregame warm-up. But we kind of developed a routine with those guys when they come out. Not only are they catching it, but I got a little punching glove on, and I'm punching at the football, whether it's high, top down, bottom up. I bounce the ball on the ground. The one he returned was exactly like we practiced in pregame warm-ups. I just throw it on the ground. They got to go high point it, and right when he comes down with it, I boom, boom, and try to punch the football out just to emphasize high point and ball security when you're coming to the ground. Do some stuff where they're going to the ground and try to punch the football out. So we kind of just developed that over the last really couple of years from what we've seen on tape that exposes the football for punt returners. So we just try to just get in that mindset to tighten that football up when it's in our hands in different positions.
For all the time you spent in boxing gloves, have you done any formal lessons or training or the sort, or no?
No, I did some this past spring with Harold Nash, our strength coach. Me and my assistant, Coach Matt Daniels, we did some, not sparring, but we did just some workout with the gloves on, and you just kind of beat each other up with some bags, and it's a great workout. I do it in practice, and after 6 minutes, I'm gassed. And then during pregame warm-ups, I don't wear my coaching gear because I'm in a full sweat, so I go back in and change. But boxing is incredible. I know that fight there a couple of days ago was incredible too. But those guys got to be in the best shape of any athletes in the world to be a boxer. I mean, man.
How do you see CD feed off the energy after he has a play like that where he's getting to go compete?
I'm sorry?
How do you see CD feed off his energy, like the energy, when he gets to go compete on a punt return?
Yeah, I mean, he loves it. He asked for it. And, you make a play like that, I think it kind of just gets the sideline excited, and it warms him up for his offensive reps coming up. It never tires him out, so it's not like it's a punt return, he's got to take a break on first down. It kind of just ramps up the competitive juices, so on first down, I think maybe it helps him out a little bit. But anytime, just a simple play like that, is a good return, not a huge return, just gives a little bit of life, to the sideline, especially if you can get it across the 50 for the offense, and just kind of a simple play like that, just give us just another little bit of shot.
Well, Slater, one of the better special teams guys in the league, just your thoughts on how he's been able to make impact plays there.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's special. He's as good as there's been, at least since I've been in the league. I remember him coming out of UCLA, watching him, and I looked at him as a kickoff returner. He had 3 coming out of UCLA, but his career has been amazing. We talked about him this morning. 13 years in the league. I think he has maybe 5 total receptions, but close to 200 tackles. Was it 9 times in the Pro Bowl? So he's a guy that we've watched a lot of tape on with our young gunners. We have a library, all his work over his career, that's very inspirational, very productive. And they got Justin Bethel on the other side, who's been in some Pro Bowls for special teams. Cody Davis, a safety, Brandon King, Brandon Bolden. They got some real guys, and it'll be a great matchup for us for them. Can't wait.
Is that hard to simulate those types of guys because they are so good?
Yeah. No, because when we practice on Thursday, we go at it pretty good. We got some young guys that they're fighting for that 48-man spot. So there's a couple reps we get on Thursday where it's game speed. We don't get a lot of reps at it, but some of the guys that are on the other side, Robert Foster, Izzy Mukawamu, K Brown. Hey, you're Matt Slater, you're Justin Bethel, let's go, man. So it's fun to see some of the competition on Thursday, and we need that, and I'm looking forward to Sunday a lot already.
What do you make of the day the kickers across the league had yesterday with the missed field goals and PATs? Is that just a product of one bad day for everybody, or how do you look at it?
I don't know, because they're all in different stadiums, and when it rains, it pours. I don't know. I think there's 12 missed PATs and a couple missed field goals in a couple of games. I don't know how to explain it. It was maybe just one of those weeks. I don't know, but there's a lot of them.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. Yeah.
Over the years under Belichick, the Patriots, they seem to really invest on special teams. Like they have a lot of specialist type guys up and down their roster. Is that something that you've noticed? And there's a lot of professional special teamers there.
Yeah, definitely have noticed. Yeah, that's something they've done for a long time. I think in Belichick's whole tenure there, 20 years or whatever, they have some hired guns as the 4th safety, 5th receiver, 5th linebacker, 3rd running back. Those guys are hired guns for special teams, and they're pretty good at it. They work hard at it, and it shows. And so you get a matchup like this, you're ready to compete, especially against guys. Let's face it, human nature. Slater's been in 9 Pro Bowls, Bethel's been in 3. They got veteran guys, and so for our young guys, it's a great test.
Your touchback streak was pushing around 25 fourth quarter there. Is that, you mentioned after the things after week 1 or week 2 of just wanting Greg to kind of let it rip and not, are you still there, or are you more open to variance as it relates to kickoff, depth, and height?
Yeah, I think it maybe varies on the situation, but the last couple of games, my thought has just been let Greg swing. You know, if it's deep, it's deep. If it comes up short, we'll cover it. You know, the 2 return yesterday was about 8 deep, and he had great swings. So I think the last couple of weeks have worked out pretty good for us with him just swinging on kickoff, and he's been producing on PATs and field goals. So I don't anticipate that changing unless the situation dictates, you know, we got to put a ball in play for different reasons.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, guys.
All right, you guys, thanks.